In this video, we're going to use the distance formula given 2 points. They say find the distance between the plots -4, -9, and -8, 1. And to find the distance, we're going to use the distance formula. So we can write out what the distance formula is. We have the distance is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And this is actually the Pythagorean theorem, but just written in a way so that you can find the distance between 2 points with like coordinates instead of just side lengths. So the distance formula and the Pythagorean theorem are essentially the same formulas. What we can do is we can start labeling these coordinates x1, y1, x2, y2, and then we can start substituting those numbers into the formula to use the distance formula. So we're going to say that the square root of x2 minus x1, so x2 is -8, minus x1, which is -4, squared, plus y2, which is 1, minus y1, which is -9, squared. And then we can start to evaluate that. You may use a calculator for this. You've got -8. This would be actually a root. This would be -8 plus 4 squared plus 1 plus 9 squared. And then we'd have the distance is equal to the root. This is going to be -4 squared plus 10 squared. And then that will give us the root of 16 plus 100. So we get root 116. Now we can start to break that down. Remember to write out, when you start to simplify radicals, write out the perfect square. So we're going to have 4, 9, 16, let's see, 4, 9, 16, 36, I'm missing one in there, 16, 5, so 25, 36, that's probably good enough. Let's see, 116, let's see if it's divisible by 4. That's 29, so we can say that this is D equals root 4 times root 29. And then we know the root of 4 is 2, so we end up with 2 root 29. So the distance between these 2 points is the distance 2 root 29. If you put that in the calculator, it's about 10.7. But we want this exact number here, 10.77. Let's try a second problem. Same situation as the previous problem. We're going to find the distance between these 2 points. So we're going to write the distance formula, which is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And we need to label these pieces. So we're going to say x1, y1, x2, y2. So we'll say that the distance is equal to the root of x2, which is 5, minus x1, which is -6, squared, plus y2, which is -1, minus y1, which is 1, squared. So the distance then would be the root of, this will end up being 11, 5 plus 6, so we can write that here, 5 plus 6 squared. And this would be -2, so plus -2 squared. When I square the 11, I get 121. So I've got 121 here, plus 4. So I end up with the distance formula being the root of 125. Well, we know that we've got, what, 4, 9, 16, 25, We can stop there. We know 125 is divisible by 25. So we can write this as d is equal to the root of 25 times root of 3. Oh, not root of 3, root of 5. And the root of 25 is 5, so I end up with 5 root 5 for my distance. That's how I use the distance formula.